Hello and welcome to Kitchen After Dark. I am your host, Quentin Hazel Jr. And the next episode of Kitchen After Dark starts now. Cookies. Like this we got options. We got tres, which is 3 different types of chocolate. Is milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and Dutch pressed cocoa. It gives you that like real rich chocolate experience. And then you have ruby, which is milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and ruby chocolate. So it's a new type of chocolate that was discovered in 2017, I believe. And it's the way it's fermented, it's naturally pink. And it has this like fruity kind of berry flavor to it. So it's an amazing like new type of chocolate chip cookie, new classic chocolate chip cookie. We have the 3 spice queens, which is ginger, rosemary, and cinnamon. Yeah, right there. That's like Christmas in your mouth, right? It's gooey on the inside, crispy on the outside. Just amazing. Amazing. And then we have our vegan option. If you want to go vegan, it's Coco Loco. It's coconut and cranberry. It is crazy how good this cookie is. It's delicious. So dig in. And I want to ask one more question before we go. And you can make your choice, right? Going for the Coco Loco.
Yeah. Did you want this particular one as well? You know when you eye off yeah.
So I need y'all to solve all the world problems. How do we end this toxic behavior? What do we do as individuals to change the world? Really, on not environmental problems, but
just a light note.
Just a light note. How do you change the world?
That's gonna take 2 cookies. The second cookie.
I'm gonna need another plate.
So what do we do? How do we change this?
I think Rhiannon touched on something important, which is allowing people to really be who they want to be, not forced into any sort of construct that comes from generations prior, which is good. I think I'm an old white dude, so I don't have much experience with it, but I see it happening a lot, which is really, really great. And seeing my nephews and nieces and stuff, and they go through stuff which wouldn't even never been spoken about when I was in high school and as an early adult. So it's really, really good. And I think that's a powerful way to keep stepping in the right direction.
One of the things you brought up about, just it's not necessarily masculinity, it's people, but it comes back to the question of like, why is masculinity so threatened? And, is there a space for a redefinition of masculinity where people could be not threatened and be comfortable with it? And it's really just kind of embracing all those different examples that we see. And not putting the stigma to it that may have been prevalent before. Men don't cry, men play sports. Men, all these different things, and allow for more artists and other things. Just kind of redefining that and kind of And also again, I brought it up, but just making sure that even just some of the content that's out there that reinforces some of the old regime way of thinking is pushed aside, and we're starting to make sure we're introducing better content around examples of what positive masculinity looks like, what it could be.
That's a good point, but there is a lot of stuff out there that's really pushing toxic old sort of headspaces for young men especially. And it's terrible.
How do we stop?
And they get, I don't know, that's the thing, yeah.
What about you, Ree? What you like? They both referenced you. You've been having these gems of like.
All right, I got one more gem.
You got it right here, right there.
Okay. Here's the deal, fellas.
Listen up, dickheads.
Mama's speaking now. No. All right. I truly and honestly believe the only saving grace for humankind is self-work.
Yeah.
We go through, I can give you tips and tricks and pointers, how to deal with, a toxic friend, partner, family member, whatever it is. But you need to do the internal work to be able to identify what is it about that human, that behavior that I'm finding threatening, uncomfortable. Yeah. And as soon as we can learn to speak it and say it and get the point across to that person, that's the only way that we're going to be able to do it. we have come through too much for everyone not to be in therapy. I'm going to put it out there. There has been way too much happening in the world. Crisis after crisis, trauma after trauma, pandemic. It's
Feels
mental.
like a global collapse.
Right,
Right?
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So first step, get in therapy, man.
I saw my therapist today.
Yeah.
Before I came here. It was-
Strengthen your own ability to combat it. Strengthen your own ability to recognize what it is that's happening and how you can come to the scenario in the most successful way.
I apologize to my kids. That I have moments where I'm not living
course,
my
yeah.
best, and I apologize to my children. I remember getting into a taxi one time, and the guy, and I was rushing out the house. It's just me and the two kids. I was rushing out the house. It was just like, and as any parent will tell you that, like, come on, let's go, let's do it. You gotta go. No, just forget about that. Just leave it.
Whatever you don't have is dead to you.
Just leave it. Come on. But when I got into the Uber and actually got to sit down, I was just like, I'm sorry, kids. That wasn't how I want to be. I was rushing out the house, but that's still no excuse for me talking to you like that. I don't want to talk to you that way. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And it's not really something I heard growing up either. But
No, no apologies. No, I
Apologies,
did what I did.
You young, you don't need to know nothing.
The invite to sit next to them on the couch again, or they come and bring you a snack, that's the apology.
Yeah.
There's no word that says, hey, I'm sorry that I did that, or frighten you, or whatever it is. That, hey, you want to watch a movie with me?
Yeah.
You want this cookie? And you're like, all right.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's it.
I think kids are definitely sent here to finish us. Like, I don't, we're definitely on the journey. It's definitely a process. The finishing happens as a parent. So, yeah. And if you're raising them right, then they should call you out on your BS, right? Like, that should be, you want to raise kids that are calling out, speaking truth to power, calling out stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that includes you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable. But,
Absolutely.
that's one way. But even just encouraging, I think just giving people the space to, even talking about getting counseling is, I kind of think, an our generation type of thing.
Yeah.
Where, people are comfortable and you can encourage friends to do it. And it's just, even that's new. I don't know if that was.
Yeah.
In the past 5 years, it's been one of those things that's just like, we should all go to therapy. All of us need somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
Like somebody, and it's not just like, oh, you ain't got no friends. No, it is a comfortable space to sit there and be like, yo, I'm going through these struggles, or this was really good for me. And then having
Right,
somebody
it doesn't have to be the negative.
Exactly. It's not like
Have someone that can praise you as well and
Yeah.
understand, like, hey, that was like a milestone for you. Like,
That's amazing.
exactly. Be the applause that maybe you don't get with the circle that you keep.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point, the circle that you keep, because one thing about this, if you're not on a journey to fix whatever it is, male, female, whatever the issue is, not on a journey to fix it, then you will put other people in your life that will adhere to it and allow you to continue on in kind of that stunted phase. So,
Yeah, that's a good one.
trying to get right also means, not being endorsed
Well, yeah.
in your nonsense.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you for coming. Like, this has been amazing.
I'm giving up.
It's been amazing time hanging out. Appreciate it. Take cookies, take, whatever. But thanks. There you go. It counts. Yeah, it counts. Tonight was fun. I learned a lot. One thing that I took away from it was that toxicity is a human problem. Whether masculine or feminine or otherwise. We need to fight against toxicity of wherever it comes from. Now, the patriarchy is a horrible thing, and we've been dealing with it for a long time. Me as a black man from the U.S., I've dealt with it. I understand that, and that is a problem, and we can systematically get rid of that. But we also should look at toxicity as a human problem, and everyone focus on non-toxic behavior. Um, you know, focus on being yourself. Focus on, doing the things that you want to do, as opposed to what society and everything expects you to do. Um, yeah, toxicity is a human problem. So let's all be non-toxic. Cheers. If you like what you're seeing, make sure you hit that subscribe button.